You've seen this person. They walk into the gym, headphones already on, no gym partner, no nods to anyone. They go straight to their spot, do their thing, and leave. Most people watching assume one of two things. Either they're antisocial or they think they're too good to talk to anyone. But psychology tells a completely different story. And honestly, it's far more fascinating than either of those assumptions. So let's get into it. The real psychology behind people who always train alone. Before anything else, let's clear something up. Training alone is not a red flag, it's not a sign of arrogance, and it's definitely not loneliness in disguise. Research in exercise psychology actually shows that some of the most consistent, most dedicated long-term athletes are solo trainers. And when you look at why, it goes way deeper than just "I like the quiet." It comes down to how they're wired, how they find motivation, how they think, and for some, how they cope. The first thing to understand is motivation, specifically where it comes from. Psychologists talk about two kinds: extrinsic motivation, doing something because of external rewards, praise, attention, approval, looking good in front of others, and intrinsic motivation, doing something because the activity itself is the reward. Solo trainers are almost always running on intrinsic fuel. They don't need someone watching. They don't need a gym partner to hold them accountable. The work itself is enough. And this matters because research consistently shows that intrinsically motivated athletes are more consistent, bounce back faster from setbacks, and stay in their sport far longer. The gym isn't a performance for them, it's personal. The second piece is autonomy, and this one is huge. One of the deepest psychological needs we have as humans is the feeling of being in control of our own choices. Psychologists call this the need for autonomy, and for some people, it's incredibly strong. Now think about what training with someone else actually means. You're matching their pace, waiting for them to finish their set, managing their energy when it's low, maybe shortening your session because they need to leave early. For someone with a high need for autonomy, that's not just annoying, it physically disrupts something that feels essential. Every rep, every decision, every moment belongs to them when they're alone. And that feeling of ownership over their own training, that's deeply tied to why they show up every single day. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Have you ever been so absorbed in something that you completely lost track of time? You weren't thinking about anything else, you were just in it. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi called this flow. It's a state of complete absorption where performance peaks and self-consciousness disappears. Athletes, artists, musicians, they all chase it. For solo trainers, the gym is often their primary flow environment. They've built the perfect conditions over time: familiar routine, the right music, zero interruptions. They know exactly what puts them in the zone. And training with someone else, even a good friend, it breaks that state constantly. Small talk between sets, adjusting weights for someone else, matching a different rhythm, all of it pulls them out. So they protect their flow by protecting their solitude. But here's where I want to be honest with you, because not every solo trainer is operating from strength. For some people, always training alone isn't about flow or autonomy or intrinsic motivation. It's about fear. Fear of being judged, fear of looking weak in front of someone else, fear of failure when there's a witness to it. Social anxiety, perfectionism, chronic self-doubt, all of these can hide very comfortably behind the identity of "I just prefer to train alone." The behavior looks identical from the outside, but the psychology driving it is completely different. And this is the question worth sitting with, not for me to answer, but for you. Are you training alone because you genuinely thrive in solitude, or is it because solitude feels safer than being seen? Both answers are valid starting points, but only one of them is a place you want to stay. At the end of the day, there is no right or wrong way to train, but understanding why you do what you do, that's where real growth starts, not just physical growth, the other kind. If solo training fills you with focus, purpose, and peace, protect it. That's not a quirk, that's a psychological edge. But if somewhere deep down you know it's isolation you're choosing, not solitude, that's worth exploring. Because the weights don't lie, and neither does your mind. If this hit different, drop a comment. Do you train alone? I want to know why. And if you want more videos on the psychology behind everyday habits, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.